Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be swapping around the eye lenses on my Hot Toys Amazing Spider-Man 2 Andrew Garfield Spider-Man figure. The figure comes with a more kind of grey tone for the eye lenses, even though they do appear like that in the film at times. A lot of the other scenes and promotional images, posters and artwork and all that stuff, they do appear to be more white. And I think it's going to look fantastic. I've already seen some people do this on YouTube, so check out the other videos. But here are my custom white eye lenses, nicely packaged and ready to install on the figure. They do have the nice honeycomb effect that you can see there. So I have seen some other folks going for a slightly cheaper route of using like white vinyl, which does look effective from regular viewing distance, but when you get close you can't see any honeycomb effect because it's not there, because it's just white vinyl material, whereas these custom lenses do have the honeycomb effect. So we'll take one last look, because once you do this you can't undo it. You will damage the original eye lenses when you remove them. You go up in the top corner and you pry them out with a needle, and then you just blue tack in the new ones. So we'll just take one last look at Spidey in his original state. Alright, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to swap out the eye lenses. Drop a like on the video for me, folks. It will help more people find this video. They might find it useful. Might inspire them to get in touch with the dude and get the custom eye lenses. So hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done already, and follow me on Instagram at Dean9333. Okay, so this is the chap on Facebook. That's how you find him. Track him down. I do get confused because the name on the box is different. That says like Toy Stan or something. But yeah, that's him on Facebook. There is a video on here showing how you do it. So you get your little needle, pry the original eye off, which will damage the original grey lenses, and then you blue tack on the new ones. Okay, so I thought I'd do it on camera, even though I said I wouldn't, but you know, might as well. Doesn't look like the hardest thing to do, so I'm just going to give it a bash. Just going to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. So I've just got a little safety pin, and apparently it's supposed to go in the top right hand corner, or sorry, the top corner of the eye bit here. Right, so here we go. Bit scary. Bit scary. Oh, there we go. I can feel. Oh shit. Easy now. Easy. Oh, well that was easy. That just came right off. Oh, and do you know what? I actually haven't damaged this one. That's come off clean. So that's pretty cool. So that's what that looks like. We just got a black eye now. So hopefully this one comes off without any issues, because that's quite nice, because now I've got a spare grey one. Oh, this one's coming off easy as well. Hang on. I know you probably can't see too well. I've got to be careful here. If I can try and... Oh, there we go. It just flew off. This one, hang on. No, we've lost some of the grey. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, I've lost some of the grey webbing or honeycomb on there, so that's okay. I mean, I'm never going to use them again anyway, so. But there's the old ones. That looks wet, but it's not. I saw in another guy's video that there was some weird kind of black residue, and it was quite wet and kind of sticky looking, but that's not what I've got here. Yeah, there is some kind of glue residue stuff on this side. A little bit, but we've got a nice, there's no bumpy mess under here. It's a nice smooth surface, so I'm literally just going to put the new ones on. Now, I'm not going to film putting the new ones on because, well, maybe I will. I don't know. I'm just nervous, mate. This was 60 quid, this was. Well, $60, plus the shipping as well, which was a bit extra. How do you even get this out? It doesn't want to come out. Oh, there it does. So yeah, nice packaging, lovely jubbly. And here are the pieces. How do you get these out of here? I'm worried. I don't want to touch them. Oh, here we go. I get it. So this opens up. And there they are. Let me zoom in for you. There they are. Just sitting there, kind of stuck on the surface. Once you open it up. And now I'm just going to lift them out carefully. There's one. There's the other one. Oh, this is exciting, folks, because it's quite easy from this point on. And I know the results are going to be very cool. I mean, you can see the difference. White ones, grey ones. Sorry, I'm looking up at the screen, so everything's backwards. Oh, right. See, I was thinking I was going to super glue them on because I don't want them falling off all the time. And I was thinking, surely the blue tack technique, wouldn't that kind of make some of the honeycomb effect kind of blocked because of the blue tack underneath? You know what I mean? But I don't really want to be messing around with super glue with something like this. I think, yeah, a bit of blue tack, which I've got lying around here. I might use a bit of white blue tack, or white tack. Just the tiniest pinch, really. Don't need much. Just a tiny bit. I'm sure they'll stay on, you know, fine. I'm not going to be waving them around and doing anything crazy. Right, I'm going to pop that bit of white tack on there. That seems a bit much, to be honest. That's too bumpy. That's going to make them too raised. So I'm going to have to experiment here with how much tack to use. That should do. See, I don't want to be pressing on the custom lenses too much when I put them on either. I don't want to be pressing on them. I don't want them to crack. That would suck. So I'm going to be very careful with that. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of white tack on this one. Alright. I hope it's in focus. Okay. Here we go. Alright, that one goes on this one, I think. I'm just going to carefully, very careful. Go on. Oh, the blue tack's catching it. Stop it. Oh, piss. Come back. Come back. There we go. So this is why I don't like doing this stuff on camera, because it's nerve-wracking. Right, there we go. I don't want to press, like I said. Ooh, already. Oh shit, it's moving. Don't move, stay in place. It's not quite in the perfect spot. Alright, that should do. I'm just going to press down a little bit. It looks pretty flush. It could be more flush, but the blue tack is obviously making it raised a little bit. That's why I think maybe, you know, if you were really careful, super glue would be a good way to go. But also very risky. Alright, so I'm going to put on the other one now. I hope this is usable, because when I'm looking up at the screen it looks out of focus. So I'm hoping you guys can actually see what's going on. But I've got the other one on now, that's fine. Just pressing it into place. Yeah, it's just not as flush as I want it to be. It's on there though. And that's done. Look at that. Whee! Nice. Right, well they're on there, but they fall off at the slightest touch. And they're not as flush as I'd like them to be because of the tack underneath. I mean, they look flush enough here, but in person, when you move around and kind of look at them, certain corners seem a bit raised and stuff like that, but that's just what you're going to get. I would super glue them in, but I'm worried because you get that one chance with super glue. I wouldn't use anything too intense like the Loctite glue that I use for pretty much everything. I was thinking maybe Copydex would be a bit friendlier, because if anything goes wrong with Copydex you can just peel it away and rub it away with your finger and start again. but surely any kind of glue, you know, that's kind of goopy and liquid like, wouldn't that kind of come up as you're pressing it in place? Wouldn't the glue seep through the honeycomb effect and kind of ruin it? So probably best to just stick with this blue tack technique, even though it is a little bit frustrating. I was thinking, yeah, it's not too bad. I was thinking in the top corner of his left eye was not very flush, but I think it will do. It's fine. I just have to be careful that they don't drop off when I'm not in here and I come in the room and he's missing an eye lens and I have to go looking for it, like a contacts or something. You know, when someone loses their contact lens and they're on the carpet looking for it. But overall, the effect is fantastic, and it makes, I knew this would be the case, it makes the blue and the red more, I don't know, it seems to brings the whole suit out more. It makes it more vibrant. I don't know, it just has an effect. Just the white eye lenses has a overall effect on the whole piece. And I'm really happy with how he's looking, and I'm going to put him back on the shelf now. And I'm glad this is done. I was really anxiously waiting for these to turn up because I just couldn't stand looking at him with the grey lenses. When I knew, you know, how it looked with these, having seen the YouTube videos that are already out there, once I saw them I knew I just had to get this done. Okay, and there he is back on the shelf, and I'm very happy with the results. And I've been thinking how I need to finish rearranging the collection and do a room tour video, because there's quite a few new things here. I've never had this many Spider-Man figures before, so I'll have to arrange them properly. Plus with the newly finished Heath Ledger Joker and the new arrival of Selina Kyle here, and Batman on the walkway base that came with Selina. There's lots of cool things to show you. Since doing the review on the second batch Tobey Maguire Spider-Man earlier this morning, I decided to just go in there with my fingers and do some futzing with the top of the head seam. Now you can still see it, but believe me, it is a lot better than it was. I basically just grabbed that area with my finger and thumb and pulled it out, and then spread the material with my thumbs and just kind of futzed around and kind of, it's hard to describe what I did, but it's pretty simple. Just basically you know, grabbed that area, lifted it out, and then kind of used both thumbs on either side to kind of spread the material and just stretch it backwards and sideways, and just until it started to even itself out. So you can still see the seam at the top of the head there, but it's not as bad as it was, and regular viewing distance and just when you're just generally moving around the figure, it's not anywhere near as bad as it was when I reviewed him. So that is a big relief, because that, you know, a lot of people have different issues with this figure. Some people don't like the proportions, the webbing, the eye placement or the size of the eyes, all that stuff. I'm no expert on, you know, this version of Spider-Man, even though it's my Spider-Man, the one I grew up with, but I've never really analysed all the details on the suit. And even though, I mean, this is not the suit from the Sam Raimi movies, it's the one from No Way Home. People say it's based more on the video game version of this suit from the Spider-Man 2 game. But whatever the case may be, my main issue, the thing that was bugging me personally, was the seam at the top of the head. And with a bit of futzing, I've managed to make it look a fair bit better. So I'm actually feeling a lot better about this figure now. You know, I gave him a 6 out of 10 when I reviewed him with the seam on the head in the state it was, but having futzed with it now, I think I'd raise it to a 7 out of 10. You know, very nice looking figure to have on the shelf. I do love this suit so much, it means a lot to me. So I'm glad that he's looking a lot better now. Alright, so that was the mod with the custom eyes. And I'll bring you another video on this guy now that he's got his new eyes. And if I finish, or if I figure out a more permanent way to get those lenses on there without them dropping off, then I'll let you know about that. But I'm just going to stick with the blue tack technique that everyone else is doing at the moment. And I hope you have found the video useful. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.